Joy here with subrosatea.com. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about our brand new Kentucky Derby inspired tea collection. That's right. Of course, we have a tea that tastes like mint julep. For those of you that don't know, my name is Joy. I'm the owner of Sub Rosa Tea. We're a small company based in Northern Ohio, and we will ship anywhere in the United States. Let me turn the welcome to make sure everyone knows. You should be able to see words above my head. So if you are new here, we have people watching on our mobile shopping app, and right now we have people watching on TikTok. We also have, we're on Facebook as well. Now these are limited edition flavors, so we will only have them for a short period of time. I do tend to replay my videos over on YouTube and on our website. So if you're watching this far into the future, nowhere near May 6th, we might not have these flavors anymore, but I bet you we'll have something else you might be interested in. We are a small company based in Northern Ohio. We will ship anywhere in the United States. And we do have over 100 flavors of loose leaf tea that we sell all year. So if the theme isn't for you, or if you want to fall in love with a flavor that you can get all year, we have lots of teas over there as well. You can buy them on our website and of course on our mobile shopping app. Thank you so much everyone. This is one of my favorite hats. That reminds me, I am going to dive in, tell you about the tea accessory and the teas for those of you that don't appreciate chit chat, but I love my tea community. So at the very end of the video, I am going to move the cue into something that I'm calling tea time. I am going to give you a little more history about the Kentucky Derby and also my inspiration. If you have been paying attention, these are not just random things I throw together. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research because one, I love it. I love history. There's so many things I don't know. So I love history. I love being inspired by them. I'm a huge foodie. I love to eat. I love to drink, but this girl is sugar free. Okay? I got to watch my calories and my carbs. So I love creating these based on things that I have had or really super iconic treasures, you know, foods, drinks, cocktails, all kinds of good stuff. So I don't want to dive in, but I will tell you more at the end. So do feel free to hang out with us at the end of the video. And like I said, friends, for those of you who are new here, I will be live again next Sunday. This is my typical time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is normally when I am live, but you do not need to watch live in order to purchase. Everything is available on our website, right? Did you know that the big hats weren't always this big? They are now, and they definitely have been my lifetime, right? Aren't they fun? Can you see my eyes okay? This hat is really huge. I love it. I love wearing it. And it has something that allowed me to adjust it to make it tighter, so it's really squished onto my head so you can see my eyes so it doesn't fall down. I have to say, Kentucky Derby at-home parties are over the top. I have been to the Kentucky Derby, but it was a million years ago. It was my very first job out of college. I've been working since I was 8, but my first job out of college, my real job, I was a traveling salesperson, and I had to go to different territories to be trained by people, and one of the people that I was trained by lived in Louisville, and she got us in. It just happened to be that week, so I have been. It's very interesting. Ooh, I love that you guys can even do emojis on the app. I didn't know that you could do that. Super cool. Sounds like Kentucky Derby. Today's the day, right? I'm glad that you all are here. If you want in all 6 of the teas that I'm going to talk about today, you will save money by buying the bundle. We do have the bundle in 2 sizes, I hope. I do some of this background marketing and stuff a long time ago. Okay, yes. We have a try me size that makes 5 to 6 servings and the value size that makes 20 to 25 servings. I'm going to jump in and tell you about these great teas. Again, could we have a Kentucky Derby celebration or a watch party without a mint julep? No, of course not, right? Yeah, of course not. Mint julep is first. Now, if you've never had a traditional mint julep, I'd say you're missing out, but they are quite unique. It does have a bourbon base. It is almost always sold in a iced glass that kind of looks like a Moscow Mule type glass, if you know what I'm talking about, like a copper glass or stainless steel. So lots and lots of ice. It is bourbon based, and of course lots of mint. obviously, right? Lots and lots of mint. This tea has a bourbon base as well. Yes, we are a tea company, but yes, I can make you something that tastes like bourbon. I can. So we've added a lot of spearmint. Mate is also in this, but just a pinch. It's not really going to affect the caffeine, but it's a black tea base. So just think of it that way. A black tea base has approximately 60 milligrams of caffeine per 8-ounce cup. Spearmint, friends. I love how bright spearmint is. This has smooth caramel notes to it. It has amazing depth of flavor. This is one that I'd have to say is good hot or cold. A mint julep is a cocktail that is absolutely always served ice cold. I think ice cold always goes with spearmint. But I have been exercising in the morning, a little pinch of mate, and I think that the spearmint is actually helping me to cool down or to stay cool when I am exercising. So even though I did create this for me, I hope that you will enjoy it too. Oh yes, we have 3 black teas and 3 caffeine-free teas. I never know how to talk about them. Should I talk about them, the 3 black teas first? Which order to go in? Let's talk about all 3 black teas first. So this is Peach Cobbler. Peach Cobbler is a part of the Kentucky Derby inspired tea collection. This peach cobbler is literally not like any of the other peach tea that we have sold. A cobbler is very specific. It is much lighter on the spice. It is heavier on the vanilla. It's nice and smooth and creamy. It is heavy on the peach. So as you can tell, this particular peach cobbler, this was inspired more by a southern dessert, a southern classic dessert, just like peach cobbler. Wait until you try it. It is absolutely craveable. Again, this is a black tea, so it does have caffeine. Next up in this collection, the Kentucky Derby collection, is bread pudding. And bread pudding, again, friends, inspired by a southern classic treat. Bread pudding is very, very common in the South. Not that it isn't in the North, but I wouldn't say it's on every single menu. But specifically, you're going to find that bread pudding is banana based. So this is too. We don't always have a lot of banana teas, but I'm an all-natural company. So keep in mind, you're going to get some real banana in here. So this is banana bread pudding. No bread, no carbs, no sugar, but it is sweet. This is a southern staple. It is sweet, and I have used a maple to replicate how sweet normally a bread pudding is. Again, this is one that is great both hot or cold. If you're going to drink it cold, steep it cold. Put the tea leaves right in cold water in the fridge. That reminds me, this is the mint julep. So we sell loose leaf tea here. Again, you have choices and options. We do sell all of the tea individually. We also sell it as a themed bundle, all 6 teas in a bundle. You'll save money. Jennifer just said bread pudding is one of my favorite desserts. I have to tell you, Jennifer, I've been in business 10 years. Why haven't I had this before? I love bread pudding. I just can't believe that we've not had a bread pudding tea before. We do now. Next up, friends, we are on to the caffeine-free tea in the Kentucky Derby collection. Raspberry Arnold Palmer. Now, if you've never had an Arnold Palmer, I think you're missing out. It is normally just iced tea and lemonade, especially if you're in a restaurant. Normally they have both. Regular iced tea. If you want regular iced tea, but you're going to buy it here at Sub Rosa Tea, I recommend our oolong. Our oolong tea is nice and smooth, naturally sweet. It has a great sweet tea taste, no sugar. There's no other ingredients, just oolong. Oolong tea is just not as bitter as black tea, but it's not grassy like green tea. And that is exactly what I have used here. The Raspberry Arnold Palmer does have some caffeine, but it's very low. This is going to be much stronger on a sweet lemon note and, of course, sweet raspberries. So normally an Arnold Palmer is iced tea and lemonade, but a Raspberry Arnold Palmer is very, very popular in the South, and that's why it is in the Kentucky Derby inspired tea collection. So Raspberry Arnold Palmer. Next up, did I skip something? I'm so sorry, friends. I'm skipping around and I shouldn't do that. It's my bad. Okay, Kentucky Derby The Kentucky Derby pie. Have you been to Kentucky? Every single restaurant, every single cafe, every coffee house, you're going to get their version of Kentucky Derby pie. Well, guess what? We've got it too because it lends itself wonderfully to tea. This is what it looks like. Kentucky Derby pie is caffeine free and it is a rooibos base. Gorgeous. It smells so good. Kentucky Derby pie is caramel, chocolate, walnut. Normally a flaky pie crust here, but this one is just fabulous. It is naturally quite sweet. It does have, like I said, caramel and chocolate for sweetness. It does have nuts. The traditional pie absolutely does. It is genius. It is absolutely fabulous. I love it, but I can no longer eat sugar, so I just can't have that traditional pie anymore. But this is fabulous, and it really does help the sweet tooth here, the Kentucky Derby pie tea. Completely caffeine-free. I love it at night. It is just fabulous. Hey there, Trinity. Thank you for loving my hat. I love it too. This is only the second time I've gotten to wear it. I wish I had a place to wear it out, right? Isn't it great? Okay, we have one more to talk about in the Kentucky Derby inspired collection, and it's strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake, again, is caffeine free. This is another tea that I'm kind of surprised we haven't had it before. Now, a shortcake in my mind is a cake that is short, but I know that there are many versions, especially in the South. You might get a strawberry shortcake served with a biscuit or possibly corn muffin. I didn't use corn. I didn't even use flour. So there's no sugar, no carbs, no calories in this, but it is unique, and I think you're going to be able to taste it. So it does have sweet strawberries. It does have that taste of cream to it. There's no dairy in this particular flavor. The strawberry shortcake is new to us. It is a part of the Kentucky Derby inspired tea collection. Hi, Miss Sharon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, you are always welcome. You are always welcome. Now, again, friends, those 6 teas are available in the Kentucky Derby inspired collection. You will save money if you buy all 6 teas as a bundle. Sharon, if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask, and I will bring them up to the camera. Lori just said that she loves our raspberry limoncello and not sure if I need to get the big bag of the raspberry Arnold Palmer. I will say that raspberry limoncello is heavy in lemongrass. Of course, it's a rooibos. You know it's caffeine free. The raspberry limoncello, in my opinion, has just a little bite to it the way real limoncello does because it's vodka. So that's just the way lemongrass is. Again, I love it, right? Smooth. But the raspberry Arnold Palmer is definitely sweeter, not really lemongrass. It has sweetness because of the vanilla. It has more raspberry than the raspberry limoncello, and not that tangy part of a lemon, more like the sweeter citrusy of a lemon. So your choice. They are definitely different. We are focused on different. Now, for those of you that are still here, I invite you to stick around, even though I am done talking about the 6 Kentucky Derby inspired teas. I thought that you might be interested in just a little bit more of the detail about the Kentucky Derby. It is widely known that it is the longest duration race in the United States. It has been going every single year continuously since 1875. Which is actually a feat because we all know what happened a few years ago, that things were stopped or halted or changed. In this case, the Kentucky Derby was just moved from the first Saturday in May to the first Saturday in September. So they just moved it a few months, but that still counts. 1875! Can you imagine a race still going? Now, the original race did go a whole mile and a half. But nowadays, they only go a mile and a quarter. Again, a really interesting change. It's funny that that race only goes 2 minutes because it is a celebration. They actually celebrate the Derby in Louisville for like 2 weeks. There's parties galore. There's parades. There's the Air Force flies over. It is a really, really big deal. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Kentucky Derby is normally known as Run for the Roses, and you'll see my backdrop does have roses. There's no rose flavor in this particular collection, specifically because recently I introduced 3 different teas that are heavy in the rose, so I didn't want to hit you again. It seems like my current audience isn't hugely impacted by like the spring floral type notes. They want these savory, rich notes. So I was trying to go from the feedback from my current audience. But if you were expecting some roses, like in my backdrop, because the race is known as Run for the Roses, I will tell you that the 3 are still available. We have Mango Rose, which is a green tea, low in caffeine. Eternal Spring, which is a white tea, very low in caffeine, high in antioxidants, which has chamomile, rose, and jasmine, so quite floral. We also have a tea called Wild Irish Rose. The first 2 were part of our Spring into Easter collection, but the Wild Irish Rose is a part of our St. Patrick's Day collection. So even though we don't have the whole collection available, that tea is available. So if you would like your tea to be floral because you're thinking roses, we've got it, just not specifically in this collection. Sharon says, I've been there. It is very exciting, and people watching is awesome. I know in so many areas of the park itself, you can't see the race. I mean, thank goodness for the Jumbotron. I think that was installed in 2014. Now you can actually be in the site and actually see, but really most people who are there who've got a ticket are there to dress up, right there for the party. It's said that people at the Kentucky Derby party with reckless abandon. I don't know about that, but I will say that so many people can't see it. There's normally 20 horses. I didn't even know that. I just knew some. I definitely couldn't have guessed. But back to the roses. Currently, the roses that are draped over the winner at the Kentucky, they use over 400. They use 400 just on the drape, and then specifically, I want to say 50 some more in the wreath that is placed on the winning horse, but even that is really specific to who wins. I thought that was just amazing. Talking about mint juleps, this is really one of my favorite teas. I love how it came together. But they serve over 120,000 ice cold mint juleps in 2 days at Churchill Downs. In 2 days, 120,000 mint juleps. So I don't know what a mint julep costs at Churchill Downs right now, but I will have to say it's not going to cost you nearly as much for the tea, for a cup of tea. And of course you can drink it hot or cold, your choice. But I will say that number kind of was astounding, but it's iconic. It's fun. Well, okay, 2 more pieces of interesting information about the Kentucky Derby. The winning horse gets 1.86 million. That's the prize. $1.86 million is the winning prize. Do you know how much the jockey gets? The human? The jockey only gets 10%. I did not know that. Oh my gosh. The first woman jockey was in 1970. I have to tell you, of the few races that I have watched live, I don't remember there seeing a woman jockey, but I love that there are, but I did not know that part either. But I want to say thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. Thank you, friends. And no matter what you do with the rest of your day, I hope you have yourself a cup of tea and take care of you. Bye-bye, friends.